Going on? What's going on? It's your man Mouse C219 TV Midwest Connected, man. Cheats for life. Where we bring you the latest topics and trends through a Midwest lens with a little GI perspective on it. And let's not forget, man, GoFundMe is not life insurance. If you in them streets and ain't got no money in your head, please put something on before one of them haters do. And on this one right here, shout to my city, man. I call this 219 TV because our life could be a movie. Growing up in the G, and it is what it is, gangsta alley, you know what I'm saying? We already know the stats, murder cap. But like Eddie Melton, our new mayor, man, we want to get past all that. We want to let y'all know that our city is in a new light right now. GI is now finna be the focal point of the hip hop industry. It's finna be the focal point of a lot of things because, you gotta be Midwest connected. You gotta come through that middle. You know what I'm saying? So we relevant when it comes to making money, doing things. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to anybody, drop something in the comments or the chat. If you from Gary, know somebody from Gary. Everybody knows somebody from Gary. Who don't know Michael Jackson? Who don't know Freddie Gibbs? Who don't know Glenn Big Dog Robinson? Who don't know Raj from What's Happening? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who don't know about Nation Business, which that's a document y'all need to go watch. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Eddie Melton when they put me on to that. But on this right here, shout to Dame Dash, man, because he saw that there's something about Gary, man. He called it the Black Wakanda. He feel like Gary has got this missing piece to this puzzle. And it's a city that's been underrated. You know what I'm saying? And, we got something to say, and it is what it is. But I want to shout to this. We're going to hear what Dame got to say. He kind of spoke on him and him in some way through their travels. Eddie hooked up with Dame. And through Eddie hooking up with Dame, what he did was, I guess they formed some form of relationship along the way through their travels. You know what I'm saying? Show you how God work. And he got to, messing with him, help him out with his campaign, this, that, and the third. And obviously, he sees something special in the city, you know what I'm saying? So let's hear what he got to say, man, you know what I mean? I want to hear what he got to say about the G, you know what I mean?
Tap strategy.
Right.
And, when I first met Senator Eddie Melton, I knew nothing about Gary other than that the Jacksons was from there.
Right.
But there wasn't a conversation that he had that I didn't with him that wasn't about educating me about the richness of the culture and the injustices that have been done there and the opportunities that are there. So, for me, a person that's looking for a path to give our culture freedom and to, bring awareness to those that are really fighting for us and the history that if we could see it would make us want to be it. If you could see it, you want to be it. That's the new thing right there, And it was almost like I had been to Gary. So I started to go to Gary I hadn't even went yet, but we were looking for things to do to economically stimulate Gary, and it just felt like we were getting resistance. And he was a senator, and like literally, he's the kind of cat that we could be in the studio, make a hook for a record, and he'll jump on there, rap on the record. But like if someone, right? But like
it's a new day.
I mean, this is what food.
It's a new day.
It's like when food as black people is soul food.
Right.
This is soul politics.
I love it.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'll be in the office with like the CEO of like Mankind who makes insulin, and we express how expensive insulin was, and he wrote that shit up and made a law to cap insulin at a certain price in his. So he's a guy that like I'm like, wow, you.
Now, hence, don't let that go over y'all head. What Dane just was referring to was, like he said, it's about relationships and rooms and experiences. And so, boom, you get a guy from the hood. Boom, he's able to, get into the political realm. Now, Eddie's a senator at the time he's talking. Before he became the mayor, he was a senator. And Dame said he's sitting with the guy of Mankind, CEO, which Mankind is a medical company. So they talk about diabetes, da-da-da-da. Eddie takes that conversation, put it on paper, turn it into a bill. That's how change really get made, which goes back to that's nation business, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, just peep that. Don't let that go over your head, though, which shows the relationships and how you need somebody that's from where you come from to make a difference where you at.
You could really see a problem and it could be fixed.
Right.
Other than just talking shit and fucking complaining and blaming everyone else for it. All this time, everyone that's been fucking complaining and talking shit about politics, I bet you none of them have lobbied for a law.
Never.
I bet you none of them have actually like talked to their city council or whatever representative and even tried to fix anything they're complaining about. So for me, it became important, number one, to get that mayor and help him get that mayor out of there.
Right.
Because he was stopping economic development within our culture, at least from my perspective.
Shout out to the mayor, Prince. You know what I'm saying? That was the pretty boy mayor, but you know, he was trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, note right here, real note right here. GI got a history of bad politics. They got a history of, you know, this each one washing each other's hands. You pass it to you and your boys, and y'all keep me in, and da da da. So Eddie, he breathing new air to that. You know what I mean? But don't let him continue.
An outsider looking in, and I knew that if he got in there, that not only would he like do what's right, but do it in a way that was forward thinking with respect to the history. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all he talks about. Because he's a smart dude. He could be a CEO of any company or run his own or consultant. Because that's what he was like, yo, I could go get this money. But he like, but I can't leave Gary. And I'm like, well, we're gonna stay in Gary. Let's do something, help everybody. Let's get some money. Let's you know,
respect for that.
Let's get some
yeah, let's figure it out.
It's like Black Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway,
Wakanda. That's what he was trying to say. You know, he probably was sipping a little earlier, but you know, we feel you, Dave. We with you.
He did like a marketing campaign out there that was similar to a campaign for an album or a movie.
So wait, I know you had a hand in that, Dane.
Well, I designed the creative, but actually, the like when I went, he had every billboard and every yard sign. They had an album with videos from everybody around saying, "Get ready for Eddie. Get ready for Eddie."
Get ready for Eddie. Get ready for Eddie. Yo, anybody got that? Drops up in the comments. Get ready for Eddie. I want to hear that.
Eddie. Like, oh, I love it.
Had records, and he came in there when we was going down the day of, because, you know, after we had the plan, he was like, "Yo, we're gonna announce it," you know, because he helped open the casino, and he announced he was running, and I announced it. I introduced it, and then on the day of, I came through, and we went to that's the polls where they vote.
Yeah, the polls.
The people that were there to support the other dude with the shirts were taking their shirts off and taking pictures with us. and I got all that shit.
Yo, shout to my city. Shout to my city. That's why I love it. They gonna keep it real. They see new blood. They see a money train. Prince ain't got no celebs. They like, yo, he locked in with Dave. Hey, we on this side. You know what I'm saying? They took their shirts off in the bill. Like, let me get that. Hey, selfies above, man. Much love to my city.
To document it. So, you know, now that that's happened, he's made a lot of promises, or at least said he's going to do certain things, and he's a man of his word. And, you know, all it's about is really right now what the first 100 days look like. And with that.
Now, with that being said, real quick, that's, you know, when you from the streets, Eddie from the hood, but, you know, I know he ain't missed that. What Dame's saying and whatever we talked about now, but I'm going to hold you to that. I did my part, helped you get in. Now you do your part on the kickback. That's politics, but it is what it is. But I'm sure whatever it is going to be something that's going to work for the whole city, because they got some things coming. Believe that. I know about a little something.
I'm going to just pass it on, but I just feel like it's important. Like, I know the last time I was here, I don't remember what I said, but I know I was talking some big shit. And more than likely, my thing is, we all know the problems. Talking about problems without solutions is just trying to trigger somebody and depresses everybody. We have to come with solutions.
Right.
So whatever shit I was talking, here's a solution. Here's an example in real time. No PTSD of complaining about getting abused, but what it looks like to actually solve a problem.
I love it, Eddie. I know I was trying to kind of understand your story, and when you were explaining to me, it's like mind blowing. So I just wanted you to like kind of share your story and also talk about your relationship with Dane.
Yeah. Man, growing up in Gary in the early 90s, a lot of folks may know Gary, quote unquote, as that murder capital of America.
I knew it as that.
Frame, right?
That's all everybody knows.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, it's two things, and I'm not even going to dwell on that because I'm here to change the narrative on the city. But I have to tell people that story to let them know from where we're going to come from, right? The article, The Morning I Won, had a quote, Gary's going to rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. And I truly believe that. When you look at a city that was built because of one of the world's largest companies, U.S. Steel, that city is 52 square miles. At one point, we had nearly 200,000 people. And right now, we have 69,000 people.
All the white people ran off.
Right? So
Fucking white people.
And they took the banks. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
but that's part of that history, right?
Yeah.
Gary, the turnaround of this is why Dame playing a role. Gary's gonna be one of the greatest comeback stories in American history. Just like Detroit, just like Youngstown, Ohio. At one point, it felt like the world turned its back on that city. Right, the same city that produced Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, Janet Jackson, Big Dog, Glenn Robinson, and so many others, is the same city that's standing today. And with the issues that we hit, from our economy, from white flight, the term that was coined in the early late 60s, to the city that had the first black mayor in the United States of America, that had the first.
Now, mind you, when that mayor got reelected, how we part of the history of that same house on 7th and Roosevelt. My grandmother had a little party for Hatchet, which was the first black mayor, she had one of his nominations. They was having election situations at the house. So I'm entrenched in this, you know what I mean?
First black national political convention in 1972.
Hold on. First, that political convention, there's a documentary, and it's so gangster.
It's called Nation Time.
Everybody that was doing anything black was there.
Yeah,
that was like what you would look at and be proud and be like, damn. And they don't even show the visuals of what it looked like and how strong we looked and how cool. Like, who was there? Because I was looking.
Yo, y'all need to go check out that documentary. It's called Nation Time. One of the first national black political conferences, which is in 1972, was held in the G, Gary, Indiana. That's why we one of the original chocolate cities. All the black people from all over the nation came to the G. That's what started white flight. We're gonna do a video about that.
And it was like, everybody was there.
Keep in mind, this is right after the assassination of Dr. King. Coretta Scott King was there. Betty Shabazz, wife of Malcolm X, was there. Jesse Jackson, Harry Belafonte. Every national black leader
like the Jacksons
during that time. The Jacksons performed. They were little kids. They were just getting into their
James
fame.
Brown there? It was like a bunch. It was like,
I think James may have came. Yeah. So again, they mixed the culture with politics at that time still.
But did you know about that?
I didn't know about that.
Did you know about that? Nope. Now, why wouldn't we know about that? Because it's such a strong thing in our culture that they don't want us to see.
But I really think that, I don't know if they want to share that.
That's what I just said.
Because if they do share that and we do realize that we can create change for, I really think that, I don't know if they want to share that.
That's what I just said.
Because if they do share that and we do realize that we.
Now, why wouldn't we know about that? Because it's such a strong thing in our culture that they don't want us to see.
But I really think that, I don't know if they want to share that.
That's what I just said.
Because if they do share that and we do realize that we can create change for ourselves, then it gets real different for them.
Rewind real quick. Not only will we make change for ourselves, we'll make change for everybody. It's not a color thing. It's an economic social class thing, and they keep us divided to keep us broke. It's a 1% versus a 99% thing. That's black and white. You understand? There's a lot of broke white people out there and a lot of broke black people. But black people have just caught a little more of a raw deal because we're not from here. We're imported. You understand what I'm saying?
And you even see it in schools and legislation where they don't want us to teach certain quote unquote history. I had to fight a fight, and actually the OSG helped me fight a fight. Off school grounds, they tried to stop teaching black history in the state of Indiana.
But no, you want to know why? They said it made white people uncomfortable to know what their grandparents did. And they also, hold on, he called me tight. He said, yo, black people don't respect education, so they don't deserve it. Wow.
It's so many narratives.
Like
in a lot of
That's mind blowing.
Bro, no,
Somebody said that out loud.
Yo, he be on the floor like, ho, now watch your mouth. Like, it gets crazy in there. It ain't no joke.
That is.
Like, you should send him some of this shit. Like, he be in there like, yo, I'm a senator, but I might have to fuck somebody else. For real, they be like unloosening ties and all that shit. I'd be like, yo, you want me to come down there?
Hey, at the end of the day, if you want to make change, you got to change policy. You got to change laws. Long-term substantive change in our communities, economics, quality of life, environment. We have to play in that field. If we just sit back and act like just let them do it to us, then it's going to happen to us. That's where I just picked up the ball and I said, fuck it, I'm going to just jump in. And that's when I started to run. In 2016, I was on the State Board of Education. I didn't even want to do it at that time. It was Governor Mike Pence. Mike Pence appointed me, and I turned it down. So he kept calling. They reached out. They had to appoint a Democrat. So I accepted it at the end of the day, became a State Board of Education member. And that's when I learned. They told me, they said, if you want to know what's going on, follow the money. And when I started following the money and realizing the reason why they're testing our children so much is because somebody making money off the books, somebody making money off grading the tests, somebody making money off making the tests. I said, I get it. I see where we're going with this now. So I ran 2016, same year, Trump was on the ballot, Hillary's on the ballot. That's on election night, I had mixed emotions because I won, and at the same time, I knew like, damn, what's about to happen to the country. So that was my first year.
That's amazing.
What's really fucked up is how politics are ran in general in this country in a two-party system. You don't think? That's my biggest problem with our country's politics is either you're Democrat or you're Republican, and I think people blindly vote because of that.
Well, that's
Sorry about that, technical difficulty, but we're going to stop right there. Shout out to GI's mayor, man, Eddie Melton, man. He bringing new blood to the city, you know what I'm saying? Drop something in the comments if y'all feeling that, you know what I mean? Anybody that know Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Shout to him. Let him know when he come do the interview over here, you know what I'm saying? Shameless plug, man. If you get a minute, holler at your boy, you know what I'm saying? Let's really talk about this thing. But at the same time, respect to Dane, man, for recognizing something about GI, you know what I'm saying? And hence what he said, Mike Pence elected. So this the bullshit of politics. You know what I'm saying? He got put in place by some Republicans, which they're no Democrat, but so, and with that plug, he was able to do a solid for somebody from the hood, which was my man Duke the boxer. He got one of the guys out of jail. Duke had a life sentence, got rammed up on some charges, jammed up on a little situation. It was what it was, but the time he got for it wasn't deserving. So, the man had a promising career as a championship boxer. Go check the YouTube, go check his interviews, you know what I'm saying? Duke Tanner. But, shout to Fast, my guys out there, them was his brother. They was a solid group of guys, you know what I'm saying, off of 8th Avenue, which they grew up by Eddie. But by Eddie's relationships, when Trump did those pardons, who was one of the guys he let out? Bam. So I feel him for that. We always had love for Trump because he sent one real one home, and that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So shout to that for that. But that shows you the bullshit of politics. It's about relationships. As with anything else, politics is about relationships. So we as black people, we as a people, we got to build certain relationships. So you can have the money, but if you ain't got the right relationship, it is what it is, man. So what y'all think, man? Drop something in the comments, man. Gary is the new Wakanda. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody from the G, Michael Jackson, Freddie Gibbs, all my guys, you know what I'm saying? Stacey Brooks, Shaquem Service, Chuck Darrell, Convo Facino, you feel what I'm saying? It's a whole list, man. The list goes on. My man Gordon Biffle, my man Cash D. Go get some of that roller estate clothing, you feel what I'm saying? it's a lot going on, man. But anyway, tap in. I just want to know what y'all think. The G is on the rise. It's the next Wakanda. Dame Dash said it. So just stay tapped in, man. 219, Our Life is a Movie, baby. Y'all finna see. You know what I'm saying? It's 219 TV, Midwest Connected, man. We